Modern society tells men to open up to women, to be vulnerable, to share fears, doubts, confusion, weakness. That advice sounds compassionate, it feels progressive, and it is deeply disconnected from biology and reality. This is not about women being cruel. This is about what women are wired to look for in men. A woman looks to her man for strength, direction, clarity, provision, protection. That is not cultural conditioning. That is survival logic. When you emotionally collapse in front of her, when you cry, panic, or express uncertainty while still lost, you don't just share emotion. You shatter the image she relies on. Think about it this way. Imagine a general in the middle of a war, bullets flying, chaos everywhere. Now imagine that general panicking, crying, saying he's confused and doesn't know what to do. What happens? His soldiers don't feel closer to him. They don't feel bonded. They feel unsafe. They stop trusting his judgment. They start acting independently. They look for another leader. Even if they survive the battle, his authority is gone. That's not because soldiers are heartless. It's because leadership requires emotional stability under pressure. Life works the same way. A woman relies on you to be her compass when life becomes chaotic. If you are lost, emotional, and unsure, and you hand that confusion to her, she doesn't feel trusted. She feels burdened. She may comfort you in the moment. She may hug you. She may say the right words. But later, quietly, something shifts. She starts thinking, how would he protect me? How would he lead us through danger? How would he handle real crisis? And once those questions appear, respect erodes. Slowly, silently, irreversibly. Women are not designed to carry male existential weight. They cannot solve your battles. They cannot process male failure the way men do. They cannot sit inside prolonged uncertainty without feeling unsafe. That is not a flaw. That is biology. Women seek survival value in men. If they didn't, the species wouldn't exist. This is why vulnerability must be timed correctly. You can share hardship after you've conquered it, after you've handled it, after you've made sense of it, after you've rebuilt strength. When you say, I went through hell and I figured it out, she sees resilience, competence, leadership. That builds trust. But sharing uncertainty while you are still lost does the opposite. It makes her feel like she has to lead. And that disqualifies you in her nervous system. This isn't cruelty, it's instinct. That's why men throughout history didn't lean on women during war, famine, collapse, or crisis. They leaned on other men, trusted male friends, older men, veterans of hardship, fathers, uncles, brotherhoods, men who had already walked through fire. That's how men conquered continents. That's how civilizations were built. Groups of men, bonded by trust, carrying the burden together. Modern society isolated men, but the expectations never changed. Men are still expected to protect nations, build systems, carry stress, die when necessary. The burden remains, the support was removed. That's why male friendships are not optional. They are survival infrastructure. You need men who can hear your doubts without losing respect. Men who won't become afraid when you speak honestly. Men who won't feel unsafe because they understand the terrain. A woman's role is different. A woman should bring peace, warmth, softness, stability at home. She should not be burdened with fixing a man's chaos. A peaceful feminine woman understands that a man's life is hard, that new challenges arrive every day, that adding emotional pressure at home drains his strength. She comforts, she supports, she does not interrogate. constant nagging of, "Why don't you share? Why are you silent? Why won't you open up?" That is misunderstanding masculine psychology. Silence is often processing, not avoidance. Masculinity is not emotional numbness. It is responsibility. Responsibility for outcomes. Responsibility for direction. Responsibility for stability. Being masculine means controlling your emotions, not being controlled by them. You feel fear. You feel doubt. You feel pain. But you don't leak it onto those who depend on you. You handle it. You grow from it. You emerge stronger. Then, and only then, you can speak about it, not as a victim, but as a man who survived. This is how respect is maintained. This is how attraction survives hardship. This is how dignity is preserved. Vulnerability is strength. That's only true after competence. Before that, vulnerability is liability. So choose wisely where you open up. Build a circle of men you trust. Carry the burden together. Sharpen each other. And at home, be the calm center. Because masculinity is not loud. It is not weakness disguised as honesty.